Number 7. El Dorado. In the 16th century, Spanish conquistadors arrived in South America and they were looking for El Dorado, the legendary lost city of gold. But instead, they found an even bigger treasure trove of history. They stumbled upon the ruins of a mysterious civilization that had flourished in the jungle centuries before. Today, archaeologists are still working to uncover the secrets of this ancient culture, but they've already made some incredible discoveries. From intricate stonework to mysterious artifacts, there is so much to learn about the people who once called this place home. So stay tuned because we're gonna take you on a virtual tour of this lost city and show you what has been discovered so far. And while you're at it, be sure to hit that like button if you love exploring ancient mysteries, and we'll keep you in the loop on all our latest adventures. But for now, let's get back to the mystery at hand. It all started when the Spanish conquistadors arrived in the 16th century. They were looking for El Dorado, the legendary lost city of gold. But instead, they found something even more valuable: the ruins of a mysterious civilization that had flourished in the jungle centuries before. This civilization was the Muisca, and they had lived in relative peace in the heart of what is today Colombia for hundreds of years. They had a thriving culture with its own language, religion, and traditions. But despite their advanced society, they were completely unknown to the outside world until the Spanish arrived. The conquistadors were stunned by what they found. The ruins of a great city lay before them, overgrown with vines, and hidden from view for so long. It was clear that this was no ordinary place. Something very special had once thrived here. But as time went on, the conquistadors became more interested in finding the supposed riches of El Dorado than learning about the history of the city. They looted the ruins and took whatever they could find back to Spain, leaving behind a broken legacy that would be lost to time. Luckily, the story doesn't end there. In the 20th century, archaeologists returned to the site and began excavating the ruins. What they found was nothing short of amazing. The city was full of intricate stonework and mysterious artifacts that hinted at a rich and complex culture. But perhaps the most exciting discovery was yet to come. Deep in the heart of the city, archaeologists uncovered a huge pyramid. It was clear that this was no ordinary structure. It was a tomb, but who was it buried? The answer surprised everyone. Archaeologists soon realized that the tomb belonged to a member of the royal family. But it wasn't just any ordinary ruler. It was a queen. And not just any queen, the most powerful woman in the history of the Muisca civilization, Queen Zaida. The discovery of Queen Zaida's tomb was a major breakthrough for archaeologists. It gave them a glimpse into the religious beliefs and burial rituals of the Muisca people, but it also raised a lot of questions about her life and reign. Who was Queen Zaida, and what made her so important? As archaeologists continued to excavate the site, they uncovered more and more about her story. They found beautiful jewelry made of gold and emeralds, as well as intricately carved statues that depicted her as a powerful and benevolent ruler. But perhaps the most fascinating discovery was her sarcophagus. It was decorated with scenes from her life, including one of her riding a mythical creature known as a cucaban. This creature has since become a symbol of the Muisca civilization and can be seen on everything from pottery to textiles to works of art. But even with all these clues, there is still a lot that archaeologists don't know about Queen Zaida. They don't know how she died or how long she ruled for. They also don't know much about her family or the events that shaped her life. But that doesn't mean that they haven't made some incredible discoveries thanks to her tomb. By studying the artifacts and artwork found inside, archaeologists have learned a lot about the Muisca civilization as a whole. They've learned about their religion, their art, and their way of life. They've also uncovered evidence of trade between the Muisca and other cultures, as well as evidence of war and conquest. One of the most fascinating things about the Medellin civilization is their religion. The Muisca believed in a supreme being called Bashaka, who was the creator of the world. They also believed in a number of lesser gods and spirits, and they worshipped these deities through elaborate ceremonies and rituals. Some of the artifacts found in Queen Zaida's tomb, such as the statues and jewelry, depict these gods and goddesses. Other artifacts show the Muisca performing rituals and making offerings to the divine. Another fascinating aspect of the Medellin civilization is their art. The statues and jewelry found in the tomb are not only beautiful, but also incredibly detailed. They show the Muisca's skill as artisans and their ability to create intricate works of art. The statues in particular are remarkable. They're made of a variety of materials, including gold, copper, emeralds, and stone. And they range in size from small figurines to towering figures over 7 feet tall. Many of the statues depict members of the royal family, as well as important figures from Muisca mythology. Finally, the artifacts found in the tomb also give us a glimpse into the daily life of the Muisca people. For example, the tomb contained everyday objects such as cooking, pots, and tools, as well as items used for hunting and warfare. These artifacts help us to paint a more complete picture of life in the Medes civilization and allow us to better understand the people who lived there. Overall, the discovery of Queen Zaida's tomb has been a game-changer for archaeologists studying the Medellin civilization. It's provided us with an unprecedented glimpse into the culture, religion, and way of life of one of the most mysterious civilizations in history. As archaeologists continue to excavate the site and uncover more about Queen Zaida's story, we can expect to learn even more about this fascinating lost city. No. 6. The Great Zimbabwe. The Great Zimbabwe is a UNESCO World Heritage Site located in the southern part of Zimbabwe. It is the largest stone structure in Africa and was once the capital of the Kingdom of Zimbabwe. Its construction began around the year 1100, and it served as the seat of power for the rulers of the kingdom for nearly 3 centuries. At its peak, the city was home to a population of over 18,000 people who lived in a series of interconnected stone buildings, including the iconic Great Enclosure. This structure is a massive stone wall that surrounds a large courtyard and was likely used for ceremonial purposes. The wall is up to 36 feet high and 13 feet thick in some places and is one of the most impressive examples of dry stone masonry in the world. The city also contained a number of smaller buildings, including huts, workshops, as well as a network of roads and a sophisticated irrigation system. Unfortunately, the city was abandoned in the 5th-10th century and much of it fell into disrepair. However, it was rediscovered in the 19th century and has since been restored. Today, visitors from all over the world come to explore the ruins of the Great Zimbabwe and learn about its fascinating history. 5. Carthage. Carthage was a major city in North Africa that played a significant role in the ancient world. It was founded by Phoenician colonists around the year 814 BC and quickly grew to become a major trading hub. The city was strategically located on the Mediterranean coast and had access to vast networks of trade routes that connected it to other civilizations across the region. Carthage was known for its wealth and prosperity thanks to its lucrative trade in goods such as ivory, gold, and slaves. The city was also a major naval power and controlled a large fleet of ships that allowed it to project its power throughout the Mediterranean. Carthage was ruled by a monarchy in its early years, but later became a republic with a government similar to that of ancient Rome. The city was divided into 2 distinct sections: the commercial district, where merchants and traders conducted their business, and the residential area where the majority of the population lived. Carthage was home to a diverse population of people from various regions and cultures, including Phoenicians, Carthaginians, Greeks, and Romans. The city was also known for its tolerance of different religions and cultures, which made it a center of cultural exchange and intellectual activity. However, Carthage's prosperity and power did not last forever. The city's dominance in the Mediterranean was challenged by the rising power of Rome, and the two eventually went to war. The Punic Wars resulted in the destruction of Carthage and the enslavement or killing of many of its inhabitants. Persepolis was the ceremonial capital of the Achaemenid Empire, one of the largest empires in ancient history. It was founded in the 6th century BC by Darius I and was designed to be a grand and imposing city that would impress visitors from other cultures. The city was laid out on a grand scale with wide streets and spacious plazas that were lined with towering palaces and administrative buildings. The most famous of these structures is the Hall of 1,000 Columns, which was used for official receptions and other ceremonial events. Persepolis was also home to a number of temples and religious sites, including the Temple of Athena and the Fire Temple of Zor. The city was renowned for its luxurious gardens, which featured exotic plants and animals from around the empire. These gardens were watered by a sophisticated irrigation system that brought water from nearby rivers to the city walls. Despite its grandeur, Persepolis was abandoned in the 4th century BC. After the empire's decline and the city's eventual destruction. 3. Petra. Petra was an ancient city that was carved into the sandstone cliffs of a valley in Jordan. It was the capital of the Nabataean Kingdom, a small Arab kingdom that controlled important trade routes in the region. The city was famous for its elaborate tombs and architectural wonders, many of which were built in the style of Greek and Roman architecture. The most famous structure in Petra is the monastery, a massive building that is carved into the cliff face and features an elaborate facade with numerous columns and statues. Another famous landmark is the treasury, which was once thought to be the tomb of an ancient king, though it is now believed to have been a mausoleum. The city was also famous for its advanced engineering and water management systems, which allowed it to flourish in a desert environment. However, Petra's prosperity did not last forever, and the city was eventually abandoned due to a combination of factors, including earthquakes and changing trade routes. 2. Angkor Thom. Angkor Thom was the last and most ambitious capital of the Khmer civilization, which flourished in what is now Cambodia during the 9th to 5th 10th centuries. The city was constructed in the late 12th century by Yaovarman VII and served as the seat of power for the Khmer kings until the 5th 10th century. The city was originally named Angkor, but was renamed Angkor Thom, which means great city, when Yaovarman VII moved his capital there. Angkor Thom was designed to be a sacred city with its main gate, the Bayon, facing the mythical Mount Meru, which was considered the center of the universe in Hindu mythology. The city was enclosed by a massive wall that was decorated with carvings of mythical creatures and historical events. Inside the wall was a series of concentric moats and a large square that was surrounded by important buildings and temples, including the Bayon, which was adorned with 54 towers and thousands of smiling faces. The Bafwan, a huge pyramid-like structure that served as the state temple, and the Elephant Terrace, a large platform that was used for elephant riding and other military activities. Unfortunately, the Khmer civilization declined in the 5th 10th century and Angkor Thom was abandoned, leaving the once great city in ruins. Number 1. Machu Picchu. Machu Picchu is an ancient Inca city that is located high in the Andes Mountains in Peru. It was built in the 5th 10th century and served as a royal estate for the Inca Emperor Pachacuti. The city is famous for its stunning location and its well-preserved ruins, which include temples, palaces, and other buildings that were constructed without mortars or any modern tools. Machu Picchu was hidden from the outside world for centuries until it was rediscovered by American explorer Hiram Bingham in 1911. The city is now a popular tourist destination and is considered one of the most iconic landmarks in the world. Visitors from all over the world come to Machu Picchu to see its stunning ruins and to learn about the Inca civilization that built it.